This episode is brought to you by Odd Moe's Pizza in Canby. Handmade awesome pizza plus craft beer, wine, and cider delivered. Order today at 503-263-8444 or visit them online at oddmoes.com.
This episode is also brought to you by Canby Foursquare Church. Since 1978, a place to grow, connect, and serve. Sunday services on campus and online at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. Learn more at canbyfoursquare.com. Welcome to Now Hear This Canby,
your source for news.
The threat of a possible teacher strike was avoided this week.
There's a new, irresistibly cute creature winning over fans, and its name is Scootaloo.
Sports.
It's like Lucy in the football. You want to kick a field goal if they take it away from you.
We had to learn how to win.
Goal can't be in the last second of the game!
And interesting conversations.
Because I'm one of the strongest girls ever, and I know that for a fact.
I just really enjoy writing gossip as if I was a bear.
With an old maid daughter that make the best moonshine in the coast.
If it would have hit me in the face, I think I would have died. I really do.
I guarantee you would have died, man. Are you kidding me?
Welcome to Now Hear This Canby podcast. Thanks for listening. I'm Tyler Clausen, and this is what's happening this week in our community. Later this year, a half dozen new full-time firefighters and emergency paramedics will join the ranks of the Canby Fire District after it successfully passed its levy increase in last month's election. With official results from the May 16th special district election now certified, Canby's Fire proposed 5-year replacement levy for emergency services passed easily, with more than 60% of voters in favor, 3,900 to 2,535. First of all, we really just want to say thank you to the voters for their support of the fire district and the level of service that we provide. Canby Fire Chief Jim Davis told Now Hear This Canby. Davis said the district board of directors did not take the decision lightly to place a new, higher levy for the voters. The district had not sought an increase to its 5-year operating levy since 2015. But we really felt like it was our job to provide the information to the voters so they could make a decision about the level of service that they want us to provide Davis's levy. We're grateful that the voters did approve it, and we promise that we will fulfill what we said we would do. Davis and Canby Fire Board Chair Sean Carroll explained the need for the increase was driven by community growth and a sharp increase in calls for service, primarily medical emergencies. That has outpaced the district's funding and staffing levels. Since voters last approved an 11-cent increase in the district's local option levy in 2015, emergency calls have increased 56%, from 2,284 in 2014 to 3,568 in 2022. It has been a challenge at times trying to service the calls that we've had over the last year. So this will be a good shot to aim for the fire district. On behalf of the board and staff at Canby Fire, we want to thank the citizens of the Canby Fire District for their continued support. The levy will add 6 new firefighter medics to the district's roster for a total of 24 serving the Canby Fire District and help staff the district's new Medic Station 363 on Northeast Territorial Road, greatly improving response times to the north side of town. However, those new positions are not likely to come to fruition until at least November, when property tax collections for 2023 begin. Davis acknowledges that Canby Fire will be competing with neighboring fire districts for the same talent, not the least of which will be Plaquemines, which intends to hire 62 new firefighters of its own. Canby Fire will do a broad recruitment process, but will also continue to develop candidates through a high school student intern program that has been extremely successful in recent years. We are very fortunate that we have such a good intern program with our student state, and we are working with the high school to attract more interns. We want to put the word out there that the fire service is for everybody, men and women. portion of Highway 99E will be closed for several days next month to remove an unused portion of railroad tracks and realign a section of tracks still in use. ODOT says it will remove the unused set of railroad tracks across 99E near South Pine Street and the Logging Road Trail overpass while realigning those tracks after being used. The work will require 99E to be closed to through traffic between South Pine and Southeast Hazeldale Way from 10 p.m. Thursday, July 6th through 5 a.m. Monday, July 10th. Businesses on either side of the railroad tracks will remain open, ODOT said, and a 24-hour shuttle will be available to carry pedestrians, cyclists, and those using mobility devices around the closure. Motor traffic will be detoured to Sequoia Parkway, 4th Avenue, and South Redwood Pine Street. Transportation officials say the removal and realignment work will eliminate a potential safety hazard and give everyone a smoother ride. The work was part of the state's long-planned $20 million overhaul of 99E, South Pine and Southwest First Parkway, but the need to replace a damaged 1960s-era stormwater pipe has pushed the bulk of the paving until next year, according to the most update. For a detailed map of the project site and detours, find this story on our website at canbyfirst.com. Deputies with the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office are seeking help from the public in identifying two men caught on camera in alleged early morning burglary near Mulino. Deputies responded to the burglary call around 6:15 a.m. Friday at an address in the 15,000 block of South Buccaneer Creek Road. According to authorities, two men wearing hooded sweatshirts were breaking into a shipping container on the site. Before deputies arrived, a neighbor entered the property and tried to block the suspects' cars. However, one of the suspects reportedly crashed into the neighbor's car with a white Ford van before backing down the driveway, damaging a trailer the van was towing. The other suspect, driving a blue Ford Expedition, allegedly pointed a handgun at the neighbor before the two left the area on foot. Several units from the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office responded to locate the two suspects, including K9 units, drones, and the CCSO Air Support Unit. Deputies searched the property and surrounding area for several hours, but were unable to locate them. The suspects left their two vehicles behind, one of which turned out to be stolen out of Clark County, Washington. Both vehicles were seized for evidence. The owner of the shops said the suspects caused damage to his property and attempted to steal several items as seen in surveillance video captured during the incident. Anyone with information about this burglary is urged to contact the Sheriff's Office tip line by phone at 503-723-4949 or by using the online email form. Please reference case number 23-012042. Clackamas Community College will celebrate its 2023 graduates in a traditional walkthrough commencement ceremony on June 16th for students earning degrees and certificates, adult high school diplomas, and general education development certificates. This year, Clackamas Community College is awarding 1,141 degrees and certificates and 226 GEDs and adult high school diplomas. The youngest graduate is 16. The oldest is 7. College officials say a total of 229 graduates qualified for the honor roll by earning a 3.5 grade point average or higher. 297 made the president's list earning a 3.75 grade point average or higher, and 83 graduates earned perfect. Our graduates are not only students, but they are also parents, workers, caregivers, veterans, starting new or starting over, CCC President Tim Cook said. Graduating from college is no sport. It takes dedication, persistence, and grit. We are so proud of this year's graduates. The commencement ceremony will take place from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Oregon City campus, 19600 Wallace Avenue. For more information, visit clackamas.edu/graduation. Boone's Ferry Farms in Hubbard was founded by Paul and Cindy Snigger. decades ago on a few simple principles: faith, family, hard work, and a determination to grow the best darn berries around. After starting with a humble 10-acre strawberry patch in 1990, the Snickerdoves have carefully grown their business to a thriving enterprise encompassing multiple berry varieties and a bustling farm store. That first year, it was 50 cents a pound, Cindy Snickerdoves recalled with a laugh. That was unheard of. We started off growing strawberries from other farms, learning how to grow, what varieties are best. Over the years, we expanded into blueberries, raspberries, marionberries, but we still specialize in strawberries. They're a little bit harder to grow, but people love them, and they've done well for us. The most popular strawberry variety is Hood. Valued for its size and sweetness, the farm's heritage is further reflected in the towering 100-year-old barn that was once used to dry hops in the 1950s. The Snickerdoves in 2004 decided to open a small berry shack near the road, which she admitted was as much to get her kids involved in the business and keep them busy as anything. But both businesses and the kids thrived, and the store today offers a wide variety of fresh and frozen berries, baked goods, deli sandwiches, and sweets, a type of fruit preserve made the traditional way, without texture. That's how they make it in Europe, explains Snickerdoves, whose ancestry, like her husband's, stems from Russia. We make fresh pradeli mikado the way my grandmother used to make it. We try to have some things that are unique. The Snickerdoves committed to hard work and her self-reliance stems from their family's immigrant backgrounds. Both Cindy and Paul were raised by parents who were immigrants themselves, their own parents having been forced to flee their native Russia following the revolution of 1917, after which religion in the country was banned and groups such as the Russian Orthodox Church were persecuted. While their parents were born and raised in Turkey and China, respectively, both Paul and Cindy were born and grew up in the Willamette Valley. In honest days of work, farming, and self-reliance were what they've always known. We were raised to work hard, stand on our own 2 feet, and not depend on anyone else, Snickerdoves said. Some people were raised to use their heads. We were raised to use our backs, and we've been using our backs for a while. That's not just talk either. The Snickerdoves days usually start at 4:30 a.m. and end after dark, with one exception being on Sundays. We're always closed on Sundays, she said. For us, it's a resting day, a day for family and for God. I don't know if I would be able to keep going all day if I didn't have Sunday. That's what grounds me, family and God. Boone's Ferry Berry Farms is located at 19602 Boone's Ferry Road Northeast. The farm store and fields are open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturdays. For more information, call 503-678-5871 or visit www.boonesberry.com.
Oh yeah, I did it! I finally did it! I did the 1-minute death run on Fortnite!
Wow, Tyler, that was awesome, and it only took you 38 hours to do that.
What was that?
Nothing. Hey, have you ever thought about entering a tournament for prizes or scholarships?
Yeah, but I mean, there's entry fees and stuff, right?
Nope. DirectLink, our local internet provider, has just announced a partnership with Fiber Gaming Network to offer free entry for their active broadband subscribers into national online tournaments.
Wow, that sounds pretty sweet. So how does it work?
Dude, it could not be easier. They have lots of different events each week for gamers of all skill levels. Folks can join the Fiber Gaming Network Discord server and connect with other players to form parties, play together, learn tips and tricks, and more. It's moderated to foster a safe and inclusive environment for all, too. Plus, I even heard that Fiber Gaming Network is working with recruiters from college esports programs to find talented new players. There are actually a ton of college scholarships available for competitive gamers now.
Oh, so they have like a community aspect to it, too. That's cool. But
there has to be some catch. Monthly charges, service fees, something.
Nope. All Direct Link members on Fiber can participate for free. All you have to do is visit directlink.coop/FGN to learn more. Then click the button at the bottom to sign up with Fiber Gaming Network.
I've definitely got to check this out. Wow, they have like the best games. Rocket League, Fortnite, Madden NFL 23, NBA 2K23. Dude, Super Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, Overwatch. Oh my
Right?
gosh.
They even host trivia nights too, and you don't even need a game console to play that. You just join right from your connected device, phone, tablet, or computer. Check out these categories: Taylor Swift, Nintendo, Spider-Man, The Office.
Oh, sweet. We are so doing trivia, and we're gonna destroy everyone.
No kidding. I mean, you're the biggest Swiftie I know.
Taylor Swift for life. Visit directlink.coop/FGN to learn more and sign up for Fiber Gaming Network events today.
All right. Well, joining us here on the Canby Conversation today, we're excited to be talking again with Steve Nelson, Director of Development at the Canby Center. Hey, Steve, how are you?
I'm good. What a great day.
Yeah, we are outside the Canby Center, out back. So if you hear a little background noise, that's what's going on there. But we're just, you know what? The weather's nice, so we're just enjoying it.
I'm looking towards summer and just feeling it just now. Feels good.
I told my mom this morning. She lives out here now, and it's. I wish weather in Oregon was just like a straight line. Like, what is it? I mean, I'm fine with the weather, whatever, but like, why do we have like the two? You know, one step forward, then two steps back. It's 90, then it's 60 again, then it's 8. I mean, I'm getting whiplash here. Anyway.
Yeah. Feels a little bit like a sailboat out there, right?
Yes,
You get wind sometimes.
Up and down. Yes, absolutely. Well, as much fun as it is to talk about the weather, you guys actually have some really exciting news to share. So why don't you tell us all about it?
Absolutely. We have been working towards a cash goal for this capital expansion project of $8 million.
Yes.
For some time now. We've been working on it for over 2 years. And
folks might wonder about that timeline because it's been public for a few months. Really, in January was a big kind of public push to get the last million and a quarter or so. But reaching out more quietly to big donors and foundations and things has been going on for a number of years as you guys have been putting these plans together.
Right. Well, the process was working really hard to get to a 90% commitment on the funding that we're working toward, so that we could share it with the public to raise that last 10%.
Coming to the public with, we're almost done and not, we're just starting with an $8 million goal. Yeah,
that way the public is just really excited about helping us get over the finish line. So there's been a lot of excitement, a lot of buzz about the project, and as people have been hearing about it, it's one of those things where this is happening in Canby, and we can all be excited about the future impact for this kind of facility.
So we haven't got to the announcement yet, but the funding is for what is certainly the largest and most significant expansion in the Canby Center's history. Really, I've been calling it, and I believe one of the most significant in the community's history. Maybe not in pure dollars. We've had big projects in the industrial center and whatnot, but in terms of impact on the community across a really broad range of families and across the Canby area population, an extremely significant project. So tell us a little bit about what the project's all about for folks that may not have heard or maybe don't remember the details.
I think just the future of Canby will demand better opportunity to serve those who are struggling at the poverty line or below, and looking to move forward in their lives. We are fortunate in our community. We have a lot of resources for that type of help. But the Canby Center's vision has been to create a hub of those resources, so kind of a one-stop shopping, if you will, where all kinds of needs can come to the same place, know that they're going to be treated with dignity, know that they're going to be encouraged in their process and helped in their process to move toward a better outcome in their lives.
And that's really is important.
We're doing.
I mean, when you're in a big city, and you've got all of these resources, but how do you get the people to where they need to go? And just Joe Blow on the street is not going to know, oh, you have this problem, you need to go to XYZ, or you have, this type of Medicaid or this type of, social services net that you have access to that can send you here. I mean, no, it's much easier, right, to be able to have that kind of clearinghouse approach where even if you don't have the specific resource, you at least know where to send them, and folks know to send them to you guys. So, yeah.
And I think we've worked hard to just create a place that that people can be confident in.
Yeah.
They're going to find a solution at the Canby Center.
Yeah.
And they do find solutions at the Canby Center.
Yeah,
Lots of stories we could talk about there that are just full of amazing outcomes.
Yeah, well, you guys are already doing incredible work, but for some years, and the reason that you guys have been working toward this project for several years is the limited amount of space that we have here. So we're sitting in the back yard of the Canby Center, which is about half of your lot, and you guys in the original building that you have are just kind of bursting at the seams. You have a number of programs and resources and things that you do that all really take place in the same exact space, and it's also your office space, and you shift things around throughout the day to try to do all the things that you need to do, and that really is not ideal for the people you serve and for the stewardship of the resources you have to be able to not have dedicated space for some of these things.
Yeah, and we're not complaining about it at all. This is just kind of how we have done things, but it's very common for us to reset the main building 4 times in a given day.
Yeah.
So we'll have, a meeting in the morning. We'll have a harvest share food distribution going on sometime during the day. We're serving hot lunches at another time of the day. And then we have tutoring going on in the afternoon. And oftentimes we'll even have a meeting or two going on in the evening.
Yeah.
So it's busy. Yeah. All of that requires quite a bit of extra work, really, if you can imagine tearing down and setting up between all of those things.
Yeah.
So the appeal of the dedicated space is twofold. Number one, we'll have more space.
Right.
We'll have 3 times the capacity that we have now to serve people. And then with dedicated space, we eliminate all of that extra work of tearing down, resetting, because the spaces are already serving in that function, whatever that is.
Yeah.
So it allows us to expand the hours that we serve. Mm-hmm. For one thing, I think that's one of the things I'm most excited about. When we have the food storage set up, it'll be more like a shopping experience for people at a Costco.
Yeah.
They'll come in the building, they'll get a cart, and they'll go through the area there and go to the warehouse, the slots, and pick out the food that they need.
Yeah.
There'll be refrigerated doors that they can, shop for that kind of food, and then frozen as well.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a really exciting development, and it'll serve people for many years to come.
Yeah, yeah. And that's a real... you guys have not been complaining and have done an incredible job with the facilities that you do have and adapting them to your use. But, let's just be honest. This was originally, like a clothing store or a Goodwill store or something? This was not created to store food or to be sort of that Costco-like shopping experience. You guys have sort of done that ad hoc. But this is an opportunity to really create, and you guys talk a lot about dignity and how this is, really intrinsic into the DNA of what you do. This is the opportunity to really create that type of space as well, to really fulfill that part of your vision. I also do believe that the expansion will, you mentioned, the not having to switch things over and to be able to expand things you're currently doing, but you will be able to add some new things as well. The job center and classroom space, you sort of have that, but it's really like just a table in the lobby or something, or it's just, it's really, to even say it's not dedicated to space, it's really just added on space in some areas. You'd be able to bring on some partnering organizations to be able to have space here and really create even more of that kind of one-stop shop that you've been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're already preparing for some expansion in the programs that we offer. One of the areas that's been talked about a lot lately is, how to create an environment that meets the needs of homeless people.
Yeah.
And, we have a small number of houseless here in Canby. One of the improvements that's going to be added with the new facility, and it's brought about by donations from two of the churches here in town, is addition of some showers.
Yeah.
So those will be available.
Yeah.
You mentioned Job Center. We will expand to at least 4 different stations with computers at them where people can come in and do job searches and house searches and things like that, free of charge at the Canby Center. So that's going to be exciting. And then by expanding our space, we will have much more capacity for the classes that we do.
Yeah.
The new building is going to have 2 stories to it, and the upper story will be dedicated to offices and classroom space.
Yeah.
And the classroom space is dividable, so we can create kind of the right size, if you will, for the classes that we do.
Yeah.
But having that dedicated space will allow us to expand our programming in the adult life skills things that we do.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting to think about.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I guess we've teased it enough. Do you have some news to share with us about funding this project?
Absolutely. So, I mentioned before we've been pushing hard to get to what we call the cash goal.
Yeah.
And this is the funding that's committed to pay for the building expansion and then also program expansion and replication of our model.
Yeah.
I think I've shared a little bit that there have been at least 10 other communities in our state who have come to the Canby Center to talk about how we are doing things. They see the need in their own community. They see the lack of that level of service and that type of service, and they see how we're doing it and that it is successful. Yeah. And they have come to say, hey, can you help us get this going in our community?
I see, and I don't want to get too political by any means, but you see folks kind of grappling with this. This issue is everywhere. I mean, it's in every community, whatever size. There are folks that are, facing houselessness, facing poverty, and all that comes with that. And then from different sides of the political spectrum, you see folks kind of struggling with that, like maybe more to the left, not seeing the effectiveness that some of these programs and some of these more kind of, I don't know if the PC term is or whatever, but some of the more kind of handout type programs that maybe aren't making real change, more kind of keeping people at the same level. And they're kind of looking at the Canby Center and seeing that you guys are maybe not 100%, right? Nothing's going on, but having a real impact, better than a lot of these other kind of peer programs that don't have the same type of approach that you guys have. And then more from the right, they're more looking at maybe some of the issues, some of the folks camping outside of homeless centers and things like that, or food banks and things like that, and seeing some of the, even in Mulino, they're having issues with some of that at their warming center, things like that. That you guys, again, don't have, that you've managed to avoid because, you're really focused on that kind of empowering and meeting people exactly where they're at, getting them what they need, but working really hard to show them and kind of bring them along to empowering themselves to not stay at the same level, to really show them that they're capable of reaching whatever goals that they may have.
Yeah, I think that couple of things that we've observed in serving here are, number one, that most of the strugglers are dealing with just isolation. And this condition keeps them from even having the desire to move in a better direction in their lives. So our programs are all based on relationship. What we have observed is that when people know they're cared about, when they are connecting with others in the community and encouraged by others in the community, they want to move forward in a better direction.
If you don't care about yourself, if you don't believe that you have anyone that cares about you, if you have no self-esteem or believe that you're capable of anything more, like what's going to motivate you, right? To rise above your situation.
Right, and so the converse of that is also true, and we're seeing it happen where people come in and they came in just maybe empty and spent, drained out, and they're given an opportunity to connect with other people, and then to give a little bit of their own equity, if you will, into helping the organization. Yeah. This is one of the things that's also a kind of a standard of our work, is that that area of personal responsibility. Yeah. What we have found is that people's dignity can be renewed when they're doing something. Yeah. When they're producing something that is helping the organization or others. So that's a big part of what we do.
Yeah. Tyler, did you know that the Australian lyrebird can mimic any sound that it hears, even chainsaws?
No, that's super interesting.
Did you know that a baby puffin is called a puffling? Or that baby sea otters can't swim, so their moms wrap them up in pieces of kelp until they learn how to paddle?
Wait. Do you know any trivia that isn't like animal related?
Not really, but here's some stuff you may not know about the Wild Hare Saloon, where Canby goes to eat and have fun.
Okay.
The Wild Hare is one of Canby's longest running locally owned restaurants. Owners Joan and Darren Moden have been in business for 16 years.
That's cool.
Yeah, heck, you were just a baby back then.
Wait, what?
And they love to give back. They've been members of the Canby Chamber for that long, and they donate over $20,000 to local sports, FFA programs, and civic organizations each year.
Wow, I'm legitimately caught off. That's cool.
Yeah, they also support more than 30 jobs in the community through their award-winning staff, some of them as young as 18. Hey, that's older than you are.
Dude, I'm 10 months younger than you.
With the days getting longer and the weather getting warmer, the Canby Wild Hare's expansive outdoor patio is the place to be. Furry friends welcome.
Well, that sounds great. I'm going to go check them out just off of Highway 99E next to the Space Age in Canby at 1656 Beaver Creek Road in Oregon City, or on their website at thewildharesaloon.net.
We just expect people to do that. We share that with them, and we ask them to give 1 hour a month of volunteer time.
I wanted to say that because if folks start to listen to this and think, oh, they're putting up barriers or they're making this, sort of a you have to work for us part-time or whatever to do it's not. It's more of a symbolic, just sort of gesture than anything. I mean, I bet that 1 hour doesn't make a huge difference necessarily to actually reducing a huge amount of the workload here or whatever, right? But it's just that gesture that you have something to contribute, and that this is not for free necessarily. I mean, like that number one, we don't have the ability to just do, nothing's for free, right? But also that you're worth something and you have things to contribute. I think that really, and I bet you see a lot of folks that come in and do more than that. They find that they enjoy it.
Oh, there are stories of people, who have just thrived on having the opportunity to do it. I think of one gal who came in a couple years ago. She was really quiet and just sullen. Her home situation was volatile and destructive. Yeah. And when she came to the Canby Center, she started coming to us as a refuge, a place where she could be safe. Yeah. She went from that kind of demeanor that we saw to a person who was just outgoing and friendly and full of life, full of joy. Through her time at the Canby Center over several months, she got a chance to get some protection and more safety at home. And over time, she got to a point where she was working full-time, providing for her family's needs, just excited about life. And, that doesn't happen for every person coming through the doors, but those are the kind of success stories that are common here. And, that's one of the reasons why we do what we do.
I keep interrupting you, but we came in with this cash goal.
Yes. So we're back to $8 million again.
Yes.
So the public face has been really exciting to see the progress made. Donations coming in from private parties, from businesses. Not too long ago, we got some interest from the Clackamas County Commissioners, and when they found out about the project, when they found about more about the work that we were doing, they were so enthusiastic about our work. And just this last Wednesday, the Clackamas County Commissioners voted to give the Canby Center $640,000 in support of our project. Awesome. And that is coming through ARPA funds, federal funding that's been in the process of being allocated over the last couple of years. And so that just pushed us over the edge there, and we have now arrived at that cash goal of $8 million.
Amazing.
Now we're down to the last part, which is that Thriving Together Fund, which we have set aside $750,000 goal to support the building maintenance needs for the long term. We have raised already $250,000 of that, so we're down to the last $500,000 to go on that part. But we're ready to start digging and putting up a building.
Yes, awesome, amazing. So we're sitting here in where it's going to be. It's going to be doubling the footprint, but tripling the square footage, because this part that we're in is going to be 2 stories. You mentioned that.
I think where we are is going to probably be the freezers.
Okay.
So you and I should be wearing jackets.
Feels pretty comfortable right now, but maybe in a few months it'll be different. So, I guess, so tell us what the timeline is going to be, look like, since we do have that cash goal to be able to push forward with the actual construction.
Right. So right now we're in the process of selecting the builder, primary builder for the project. We're getting bids on all the different aspects of it. We believe that the timeline will kind of kick off in September. With digging holes and starting to put the foundations in and that sort of thing. The total build project will be about a year, which will be split up between about 7 months of new construction. Once that's completed, we'll move from the existing building into the new building, and then the follow-on step is to do the retrofit in the old building, the building that we're in right now, so that everything will be tying together properly and all that. So total timeline will be about a year.
You think you'll keep the same kind of contractor doing the whole project, or will you have maybe different groups take different parts of it? Or
I'm sure there'll be subs involved, but we expect to have one general contractor leading the charge on this from start to finish. I think another important thing is that we do intend to keep our services going during this time. We're working with St. Patrick's in kind of a tandem effort to ensure that the services are going to be there for people. There may be a little bit of back and forth between their facility and ours to make things work. But we'll make sure that everybody's clear on how that rolls and the timing of it and so forth.
You talked about this some, Steve, but I'd love to hear more, just as you kind of reflect a little bit. I'm sure you'll be looking back on this for years to come, but this part of the public face and just kind of what it was like. I mean, to have so much engagement, so many opportunities to talk to people, to have folks, I'm sure, some giving $5, some giving what they can, but just so many folks with similar hearts of coming on board with with your vision and your team's vision for what you want to do with this specific project, and then use that to do in the future here in Canby. What has that been like?
I will tell you, it's been like riding a really awesome wave. Because we have a lot of passion about what we're doing. We know why we're doing it, and that fills us with a lot of energy to see it happen. But underneath all of that was this amazing outpouring of compassion from our community. Individuals saying, this is what I can do. I'm going to do everything I can, and here's what it is today. This is I hope going to help you. Just throughout the area. We got communication and help from individuals. Businesses saying, okay, here's what I do in my business. What can I do to help?
Yeah.
And just exciting examples of businesses stepping up and supporting this work. And I know there's more of that to come, you know. And then just the support from the churches in the area, praying for our project, praying for our energy, you know, praying for God's favor on our project and all of this. All of that together has just really been this underlying force that's driving us forward, and just a joy to be a part of it. I feel so proud of, you know, Canby. I feel proud of our team and all of it.
No, absolutely. And I want to ask you specifically about the county and the commissioners, because you know, unusually for you, what the Canby Center does in your sort of support matrix, it's in the social services world, it's unusually sort of balanced away from government support. This project, I think, received its first government, the Canby Center's first public funding in the form of a significant grant from the state of Oregon before the public phase started. The county, you know, obviously public support, their federal ARPA dollars that are pass-through dollars that they allocate based on community recovery, which you guys are a big part of here in the Canby area. But they're also people, you know, elected officials that have come here, that you've talked to all of them, you came and presented to them, kind of heard their hearts and whatnot, as far as what they thought of your project and your work. So I just want to ask, if there's anything you want to sort of share about that process. Obviously the gratitude I'm sure you feel for the county's support that they were able to allocate, because I know they were making tough decisions about the ARPA dollars and where those needed to go. That's again not sort of necessarily your wheelhouse of talking to government officials and whatnot, but this was a little different, where they're community members as well and really engaging in the process in a real way, I feel like that was probably the biggest surprise in all of the fundraising planning that we did. We thought when we first started out working on this project that there might be some connection with government agencies that would want to fund to some degree, but we didn't anticipate the level of excitement about the project, right. And then the follow-on commitment to see it through. And I've been so pleased that we've been able to strengthen our relationship in this area. Because you're right, we don't typically reach out to government agencies for this type of support. Most of our support comes from individuals in the community. It comes from smaller private foundations who align with the kind of mission that we have. So, but what I think I would say we learned through this process is that there is some alignment. There's some alignment between government agencies and, you know, seeing something special happen in our community that is going to benefit those who live here. And because we have such a great track record of meeting these needs here in a super effective way, at no cost, really, to those who are participating, and at no cost to government agencies, there's this sense of confidence that, you know, our mission means something. We're going to carry it through, and their role is to just give us some help along the way. And that's happened. I think watching particularly that presentation that Director Keene and some other folks from the community joined in, and the initial request to the commissioners, and hearing their response, to me, you really got the sense that they got it. You know, just it's simply in terms, in those simple terms, that they really seemed to understand what this was all about. You know, and really, like you used the word excited. I think I'd agree with that. They really seemed to be excited about what you were kind of giving them opportunity to join in. So
absolutely, and I think too that it's hard to ignore the potential for what that may mean in the future.
Yeah.
As this building is up and running and functioning well, could it be a model that other communities would benefit from? We feel excited about that future too.
Cool. Last thing I wanted to ask you about is, so we hit kind of that cash goal. The project's moving forward. Still some needs, still some opportunities for folks to support. There's the Buy a Brick program where folks can really leave a kind of lasting legacy that they helped support this, or that maybe someone or some cause that they want to remember is permanently a part of sort of the historical record of this. Are there maybe a few things that you want to talk just as we kind of move forward of how folks can continue to be part of this if maybe they haven't yet and they're like, oh shoot, did I miss my chance or whatever?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a good reason why we set up this Thriving Legacy Fund, which is that $750,000 plan to make sure that the building is cared for well after we build it. Often programs or processes like this, projects like this, they get all the way up to the building is finished, but they haven't planned for that future. And then 5 years down the road, there's a stumbling block because now we need a new roof and we don't have the money to do that. How are we going to make that happen? And so that's a common thing. And we just wanted to plan ahead so that's not our experience. So what people can do now, and I think it's a great tie-in with this idea of the, preparing for the future for this building, is the Buy a Brick program. So people can go online at thecanbycenter.org and find out the details on that. But you can buy one of 3 different sizes of bricks, and then you can select a message that you want to add to that brick, so it'll be permanently part of the future of Canby. Those bricks are going to be artfully displayed on the entryway, and it's going to be really cool. I think it'll be super for people to be able to point to their kids and their grandkids and say, see that brick? That's us. So it could be a brick in memorial of someone. It could be a brick celebrating, a message that you want to share. It might just be, honoring someone who has given a lot to the Canby Center or the community of Canby. All kinds of ways to use that opportunity, and that funding will help us close the gap on that final number for the Thriving Legacy Fund. Of course, people can, we've had several gifts come in through estate plans. So, including the Canby Center in your will. Or a trust would be another way to really make a significant difference for that Thriving Legacy Fund at this point. And if there are questions about that, I'm happy to talk with individuals about it. Or your financial planners or attorneys.
Awesome. Okay, well, thanks, Steve. Congratulations to you and your team for all your hard work to make this happen. Thank you for your work and serving the most vulnerable folks in our community, and really thoughtfully and prayerfully coming up with this plan to continue to do that, to expand on that in the way that's needed, and to really carefully kind of look ahead and plan out what is going to be needed in the future. So no, it's not easy. I know there are challenges along the way. I know that the excitement that you have been feeling lately was not always what you've been feeling this year. But yeah, thank you, and thanks for your time talking to us today.
You're welcome. It's a joy.
Hey, I'm AJ. I'm your local Oddmos franchise owner.
I'm Mike, co-founder of Oddmos.
And we're the hosts of The Odd Pod, a podcast about
life in the pizza industry. We're going to have on some franchisees. We're going to have some different vendors on. We're going to get a snapshot of what goes on behind the scenes in the pizza world.
Don't forget to tell them about the sports.
There's sports.
And the crazy wacky pizza that we have every Wednesday that we create. And we also have a special guest every week as well.
And I'm Gage, Odd Pod's senior sports analyst.
Gage, who gave you that title?
Me.
Oh boy. Find us on Spotify and Apple Music and the Podbean.
Now Hear This Canby is produced by me, Tyler Clausen. Our content director and star reporter is Tyler Frankie. And of course, our show is edited by Cameron Clausen. We also feature the vocal talents of Joyce Struby and James Walden. So a round of applause to them. The song that you're hearing right now is Canby by singer-songwriter Olivia Harms, used with her permission. To find more work from her, you can visit her website, olivia13.com.
Now Hear This Canby is dedicated to preserving independent local journalism and redefining local news with our fun, fresh, and energetic brand of storytelling. Our sincere thanks to our local sponsors who make this show possible. Please show your appreciation by supporting the small businesses who support us.
The production of Now Hear This Studios, Canby's locally owned, full-service audio, video, and media production company. Our mission is to produce the best content in the universe, and we'd love to help you do it. Find us online at nhtstudios.com.
I will take a motion to adjourn.
I just moved it.
I didn't even ask for it, though.